awesome news to share with you in just a minute. So first, please stay tuned. I'm going to go ahead and upload the links to various social places so that we'll be able to share with everybody that I am live right now. So just give me just a second. I might be able to do this from where I'm at. Let me see here. Don't think I can. Copy invite link. Okay, there we go. Copy invite link. Typing in. There you go. Typing in the share link. Sorry about this. I didn't think to do this before. I was kind of excited to do this, so. Oh, that's the wrong link. Okay, so what I need to do is go to my channel, my live channel. So let's see here. Should be able to have a copy link from there. Hopefully we can get some people watching. Oh, looks like there's 3 people watching. Please bear with me as I try to. There we go. That'll be easier. Just share it straight from there. Okay. As I try to share this with some social networks just for a second. Let's see, I've already got on Facebook, so I'll just leave that alone. I think that'll work. No, probably too many characters. Let's see. We'll just do that. That'll work. Go back to Facebook real quick. Paste that link. And then we're good to go. All right, everybody. Welcome to today's program. I'm going to try to keep this fairly short and simple. Today we'll be talking about Tracktion Waveform. Now, please type in the chat if you can hear me, if all the sound is working correctly, everything is going well, you know, all the technical stuff is happening well. So it looks like the stream health is doing okay, but you never can tell. So we're going to kind of go with this and see. Let's see how it is. All right, looks like it's doing good. That is good for me. All right, guys, we are discussing, like I said, Tracktion Waveform. Now, they have just released their brand new version of Waveform Free. This is an upgrade from T7, I believe was the latest free version. Well, they've had Waveform 9, Waveform 10, and now they have Waveform 11. That is what the free version is based off of. There are 2 versions of Waveform now from Tracktion, and that is Waveform Free and Waveform Pro. Now, it's basically the same package as you get, as you always been able to with Tracktion. You get like 3 tiers. You get like a basic level, a standard level, and like a pro version of their software. Now, what's exciting to me about this, I've been using Tracktion for several years, and I use it mainly for recording and mixing, although I've been trying out another DAW lately just for the mixing side of things, because Tracktion is more of a creation-based tool for musicians. And so what is exciting about this is that Tracktion approached me back in, I don't know, maybe late winter. I'll just call it. I don't know. Can't remember exactly which month. It might have been October. I don't know. But about collaborating with them on a project with Tracktion Waveform free, the version 11 that just came out. And I've jumped at that chance. I've only had a couple opportunities like this, never to be able to work with a DAW company, which is amazing because I'm kind of new to mixing myself. I've had maybe 3 years experience or so doing that. I'm continually learning, continually working on my own projects and things. So I'm excited about that. But they approached me and asked me if I wanted to do a song. I'd initially have reached out to them with some kind of technical issue I was having with Tracktion. And they said, hey, I'm glad you reached out to us. By the way, I was wondering, this couldn't have come at a better time type deal. I was wondering if you'd be interested in working with us on a new collaboration. And I was like, yeah, for sure. So we began working. They asked me for one of my songs that I wrote, if I had any kind of original song templates or anything like that. And what they wanted to do with Tracktion that was different from the other iterations before with Waveform Free and Waveform 11 Pro, what they wanted to do was create like some templates that when you start a new project, you have a choice to start with a blank slate or some new project templates. And I'll get onto that in a minute. I'll show you the software, what it looks like. I've only downloaded it yesterday, and I haven't really had a chance to look at all the templates. I haven't even seen what mine looks like. Really excited to show you that. But now there's some templates that you can choose from. There's like a house of worship template. There's 3 or 4 other templates, but mine is the singer-songwriter template. And this is based off a song that I wrote and released a couple years back called Start the New Year Today. And I haven't seen it yet. I'm excited to see if they've added anything to it. I'll show you my original mix, and then we'll get on into the template of what they've done to it. Tracktion's really, man, they level things up like nobody's business. So let's go into the software. Okay, first of all, let me show you where you can find it. You can go to this screen. It should go straight to it. You can go to the actual website is tracktion.com. I've got a link. It's not an affiliate link or anything as of right now. As far as I know, they don't have an affiliate program, but I've just got it just for my personal benefit. Is ericbeatty.com/tracktion, and that's TRACKTION. Okay, you go there, and all you have to do is you scroll down. They've got it brand new now. There's a Waveform Pro that you can see about the pricing, and you can learn more. And there's a Waveform Free that you can download immediately or learn more. So the Waveform Free is what I'm testing out today. They have given me, they're going to be giving me a code in collaboration with them. They're going to give me a license code so that I can try out Waveform Pro. I don't know if it's going to be the standard version or basic version. I don't know, but I am way overdue for an upgrade. I'm stuck on Waveform 9 now, and because Waveform 10, I didn't really see where I'd be using a lot of those features. But yes, I jumped at the chance to be able to work with these people and to be able to try out the new Pro version as well. So you can go to the free download here. It shows you all kinds of new things. You can scroll through here and you can kind of get an idea of what's going on. Now they also have, I think it's on the main page. If I go back to their main page, let's go back to that real quick. It's on the very first slider screen here. Yes, you can play the video and learn more. Now, I don't think I'm going to play the video on my end. I may do that at the end, but I want to get right on into my stuff first. So if you go to that very first slider, you'll be able to play the video. We may do that later. But anyway, let's go back real quick to the Waveform Free. You can download it for Windows. I think it's available on Linux as well, on Mac, of course. So these are the different things you can use it for, and it's a fully functional DAW out the gate. You don't have to worry about limits, restrictions, anything like that. It's fully functional. That's one of the big, wonderful things about Tracktion is that it's a fully functioning DAW. There's no, you have to have a limit to 3 projects, and you have to have, you can't use third-party plugins, things like that. You can completely use it at the gate when you download this. So you can use it to record your band for podcasting, singer-songwriter things, house of worship. Now that may be some of the templates that they're going with. So if I clicked on that, Waveform Free, market, that's probably just going to show the video. Ooh, looky there. We have a template. I'm excited now. They have a singer-songwriter template based on mine. I can't wait to see what it looks like. Okay. So EDM template, podcasting, band recording. I'm guessing that's the main template. So that's amazing. I am really stoked about this. Let's see if we got anything going on in the chat. Sounds great, Scott Christian. Thanks so much for joining me again, Scott. Hope you're staying motivated to play your guitar. We discussed that on a few videos back, and I hope everything is working out for you right now. So let's get back to what's going on here. We have the getting started tutorials and manuals, all kinds of great stuff that they have. You can compare the different versions. There's a free and a pro. You can go down here and see what some of the new things are. You can play videos for that. You've got some synthesizers, a brand new drum sampler that you can use. Very interesting. I looked at a video of that. Plugins are now, you can sandbox plugins so that if it crashes, the plugin crashes, not the whole DAW. That was one of the main features that I'm excited about this, because when my DAW crashes, it just crashes everything, and you have to restart it and all this stuff. Luckily, it's pretty good about saving, but I had a few crash problems with Waveform 9. Now, hopefully, this will solve a lot of that issue. They have really addressed that. One thing I like about Tracktion is that they're pretty quick to address consumer issues. So you have some different system issues here. You can use it on Raspberry Pi 2 and 3. You can use it on Linux, Windows, Mac OS 10.11 or later. So it can go all the way back to 10.11, which I don't know exactly what that would be. We're at 10.13, so that's probably either Sierra or High Sierra. So if you're way back then, you can use it on this. They do recommend 8 gigs, and that's what I have. So that's cool. Still going slow, just going to jam. It's helping out, but it's going slow. Scott, okay, so you're talking about the motivation. So just keep working at it. Keep trying out new things. One thing that I find with me is just to try to learn new things, new songs, maybe even new genres if you're getting, kind of stagnant in your playing. Okay, so you can see what else is going on with this, and we'll go back up here. I'll show you first what my song looks like. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you what my song looks like as I recorded it a few years back. I just recently released a couple of new songs last year, and I'm hoping to get started on a new single that I've had recorded for a few years, but I haven't really worked on it since I've been. What I usually do is I'll work on a single, then I'll go do some mixing tutorials, and then I'll go work on a single based on those tutorials, and then I'll work on some mixing tutorials. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm working on a different project. I wanted to kind of mix something that wasn't my own, that was somebody else's. And what I did was I just downloaded some sample tracks, if you will. And I'm just going through some tutorials. By the way, if you don't know Graham Cochran from the recordingrevolution.com, check him out. He's got some wonderful tutorials on YouTube. So I'm using a lot of his. I recently won like lifetime access to all of his courses. Thank you again, Graham, for that. Amazing, amazing resources. Great instructor. Another good resource is Joe Gilder. They, in fact, actually do a lot of collaborative videos. And I can't remember what that program is called, but you can find out more for information of it from either Graham Cochran or from Joe Gilder. He is on Home Studio Corner. And it's something like mixing duets or double mixes, or I forget what it's called. Something along those lines, where they'll work together on a mix, and everybody else in the kind of like the membership can work on that. And it's for one low monthly price, and you get to have free tracks, and you can collaborate, and they can critique your mixes, and you can watch them. 2 different versions of how they would mix a project. It's really cool as well. I like that idea. But if you're new to mixing and you want to get started in it, I would highly recommend Tracktion. Let's see what's going on here. I'm going to go ahead and download, or not download, but I'm going to go ahead and open up Waveform, show you what's going on with the software. We're going to switch screens real quick. And then I'm going to show you what my projects kind of look like and get an idea of what they look like. And then we're going to go over here and see what they've done in that the singer-songwriter template, okay? So this is going to be very interesting. I'm very excited about this. Let me know in the chat what you guys use, if you use any kind of DAWs. And if you're watching this later in comments, please leave your comments below as far as what you'd like to see. And let's see. Let me check something else out. While you're at it, please subscribe, as you can see on the big screen there. I'm going to shorten that so you can kind of see that over here a little bit better, all right? So please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and click the notification bell icon. Very important that you do that so you can be notified when I go live. Now you should be able to see that over here in your screen. Subscribe, okay? All right, so let's check this out. I'm going to open up Waveform down here. This is Waveform 11. Waveform 9 is what I was currently on. I just downloaded Waveform 11 yesterday. Okay, so real quick, how's the chat going? One of my bluegrass friends is helping me. Good deal, Scott. Still working on bluegrass stuff. All right, so let's go back here, and we're going to open Waveform 11. And while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and move this this tab out of you guys' way so I can look at it separately from where we're at. All right. Yes. Okay. Now I can see it on the side. Okay. So let's see. Waveform 11. Let's go ahead and open that. Got my trusty Promised Land chocolate milk here and some wonderful Mounds. Breakfast of Champions. Actually, it's lunch of champions, I guess. Okay, now you should be seeing on my screen, and it looks like you guys hopefully are. You should be seeing Waveform version 11. If I go to, let's see, it doesn't show it here, but it will show it, I think it's General. Oh, where's that at? That's in Projects, I think. There's a Help About. We're in Waveform 11.0.22, built on the 10th of March, 2020. This is only 9 days old, folks. It was released last week, I think, maybe this week. I don't know. All right, so check that out. This is awesome. So let's see. Was there anything else there? Buy license unlock. I've already got it unlocked. The previous version, not this version. That's if you want to do. Now I've got the Waveform 9 complete, but I haven't upgraded yet. Okay, so if you can check this out. Yes, please do not pay attention to the age here. As far as the album, this is in October 2016 when I recorded it. And so these are, tracks that I really need to hurry up and release. I really need to get on the ball. So I'm working on that. So the very first one is called Start the New Year Today. Now, the way Tracktion works is you'll begin a project and you'll have you can save various edits like this. Usually it will come with just one edit. Like here's the demo practice mix that you can get from the demo songs area here. Now, let me make sure that you can see that because let me go ahead and hide myself on, this is kind of tricky. Yeah, you can't see that. Let me go ahead and hide myself here on the browser screen. Actually, what I'll do is I'll put the layer behind so that I won't have to worry about messing that up. Is that going to work? No, let me go browser screen above that. It's behind. There we go. Okay, so you guys should see just the page without my picture on here now. Okay, so over in this area, you can check out the About. It'll give you the version that I just showed, the check for updates. And this is just different areas. You can turn on the pop-up help, which will show you tooltips and things like that. You can find the user guide from this to go to the Tracktion website. You can show the setup for the first run. Basically what that is it gives you kind of a checklist. If I show that, it will help you install it, set up your plugins, watch the videos, download some demo songs, different things like that. You can always access the demo songs from here. If you click it, it will open them, and these are the new songs. So that is a new kind of there's already a static observer. Now there's a different one. Okay, so I could download that one if I wanted to. Matter of fact, I'm going to because that's a new one. But here's all these that are here. So I'll just download that, and yeah, you should be able to see that. Will appear in the active projects so it'll appear in active projects here, and then I could just move that. But anyway, you start out your edit, and then you start working on them in the actual screen. So if I, for example, was to go to, let's just go to, there's a practice mix that I did from somewhere else. Okay, so there's a practice mix here. It has every track that you import. It'll have it under the imported audio MIDI, imported audio. Anything you render, it has under here. Anything that you've, just close that out. Anything that you've, added as movies or backups or anything like that. Any recorded audio will appear in a different place. So if I went to my Revival in the Air, I have a lot of recorded audio, some imported audio, a lot of rendered because I was rendering it to various different places. And some of it is this is not only rendered, exported rendered like this is over here on the side that you can see. but this is rendered as well as when you highlight a whole clip and you like, let's say you've done some time warping or you've done some Melodyne vocal editing or something like that, tuning. And instead of that plugin making your CPU lag the whole time, you would render that out to a single clip so that it would replace all that edited clip and it would be a brand new clip with all those edits in there. And so you won't be having to worry about wasting CPU processing. So that's where the render comes from as well. So I've got all these options here, imported, recorded, and all this other stuff. And that's the way it saves it. When you go into your project, you will click whichever edit you want, you double click it, and I save multiple edits. That way I can always go back if I ever have an issue. Okay, so I've got the actual final mix here, final mix with fixes, final mix, the tuning section, the sweetening section, getting to my buses and organizing and my static mix and things like that. And so that's kind of the way I work. And I have been working for a few years now. It seems to work for me. So if I go to, here's the active project. I'm just going to move this to here. And let's open that. I'm guessing that one came with either waveform 10 or waveform free. Now we won't click it here to open it. We click it over here. So I'm going to double click that. It's going to open it for me. Okay, so you've got all these areas that you can do. Now this is your kind of like your control panel of what you want to view. I can tell it not to view that. I can tell it not to view the inputs or the inserts, excuse me, the plugins and things like that. Okay, so I can hide that. And I've also got a shortcut map to that so that it comes out every time I need to. The way Tracktion works, if you're not familiar with it, is it comes from the side over here. This is your input section. You can tell it which inputs you want to record from. And then I'm going to go ahead and remove that because I don't need it. And then it comes through with the audio, and the audio feeds into this little section here. This is the actual mixer. Now, waveform, I think Tracktion T7 was the last iteration that they used possibly before they went to an actual mixer window. And you'd be able to see that right here. There's the mixer window, okay? And you've got several options. You can make it short tracks. You can make it big tracks. You can make it real tiny tracks. You can make it, levels are showing. You can make it big levels. You can show the inputs. You can disable the inputs, or excuse me, that's the plugins. And you can show the inputs, or excuse me, the outputs, okay? So that's the flow of how Tracktion works. And you can also double this out to a tab. I can tell it to pop out and it will go into a tab, a new tab over here. Okay, so that's how that works. I can hide the mixer if I don't want it. Here's the MIDI if I wanted to view that. Here's another area, which I'm not sure what that is. See, this little panel here, I think it's called the browser. You can actually make multiple browsers. I can add another pane and move it over here to the side if I want to, but I tend to have it like on this side. Seems to be that's where I like it. Okay, so I can hide that. And then the bottom is the actual control panel. So I can hide that completely. Okay, so let me go back to the, kick me out there. This is your control panel, okay? Now it's kind of like collapsed, but you can use this button here to expand it. And you've got all these options. If I start clicking tracks, you'll have all kinds of options here, different things like this, all right? So, and you can have actual options for the actual track itself over here. Okay, and that's going to apparently automatically gives me an input. I can have, input options here, which is cool. You can see my meter, see what's going on here. And then here are all the different plugins. So if I click on these, it shows us what they are. So this is a send, I think, kick, send, reverb, short. So it's busing to the reverb, the short reverb. So if I go down here, you can see that there's a long reverb, a short reverb. These are the actual cues, so they've EQs. So you've got a 4-band equalizer. Anytime you see these are equalizers. These are all sending to the reverb long and the reverb short. I can mute those. I can change their outputs over here. Okay. I can pan using this button. I can do the volume using that button. These are my levels. When I start playing, these will be the meters, the level meters. Okay. This is, I'm guessing, yeah, this is just a folder where all the vocals are sent. Okay. All right. So let's see, anything else? There's a phaser here in this one. Looks like they're sending reverb to short and long, several different places. Here's a chorus. Here's your EQ. And the chain, the send usually you want to always put before the volume. I think that's the way they kind of mention it. Now, for some reason, I don't know why, but you have an EQ after the volume instead of before. Whereas these other ones are before, you got everything else in the volume. So that's interesting to see that. So let me go ahead and close that out. These different mixers, you can pin those here or whatever if you want to. You can take a thumbnail, all kinds of really cool things that you can get into. So let's play a little bit of this. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this should pick up the audio, but let me make sure just in case. Microphone, sound booster, webcam, default microphone. We're going to ignore that. And let's see if this is playing. I'm going to start playing something all the way to the back and just start playing and see if it's picking up here on waveform. I mean, on the stream. Okay, I can hear it. Not sure if this can hear it though. Just a second here, folks. Let me pause it real quick because I'm going to go back to settings. Okay, see there? It just crashed on me. Okay, so I've kind of come to expect this. So and it's kind of brand new. So the audio engine crashed. Okay, let's restart it. And we're going to do that. Okay, no big deal. Usually I try to save every time. Every chance I get, I try to save. Okay, so there it goes. It automatically is opening up for me again. Now it stops where it did. Now in settings, you want to make sure the auto devices is choose correctly. So I've got mine set to output to the actual audio interface that I'm using. But I may want it to output to, the Mac Mini speakers, or maybe the iShowU capture. Now this is something to do with being able to hear the computer audio. Sometimes you have issues hearing computer audio, and it may be that that's not playing there. So let me go tell it to go to there. The input, I'm not going to worry about, but I'm going to output that to there. I'm going to change the actual stream. I'm going to get another microphone and make it the iShowU audio capture. This is an alternative to Soundflower, okay, for Mac users. All right, so now let's play it. And if that doesn't work, I've got one more idea we can try. So let's go back to the front here. I'm going to condense these tracks so we can see a little bit more. Okay, so that is what's starting, okay? Matter of fact, since that's the first thing, I'm going to move it up because I don't want something. Oh, there we go. That way I can see that's the first thing that's starting, okay? Let's change that. I don't need that. All right, here we go. Good deal. Looks like it maybe, you should be able to hear that now. Okay, so hopefully you guys heard that. That's awesome now that I know how to do that. But a lot of times if you don't hear Tracktion working, what you have to do is go back and to your settings and make sure the audio devices is set correctly. You also might want to, if you're on a Mac, you also might want to go to the volume or the sound settings here and change your preferences, your sound preferences to the right input. I'm using Sound Source, the plugin, to help me with a lot of that. So, but that's what you're getting there. Now, that's Static Observer. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and close that out. I'm not going to worry about saving it, but you can if you want to. Now, let me just show you a tip. One of the things I use all the time in my, actually, well, hold on. I don't want to show it to you just yet. Hopefully the waveform won't crash when I show you Start the New Year Today, because when I started using it, I had all kinds of issues with plugins, and I was just overloading the CPU with all this stuff. So there's a chance I might not get it to work today. But as far as my mix, you should be able to see the template and everything. Let me, let's see. Oh, I was going to show you one of the things that I really love to use. Now, this is where you get your plugins and different things like that. But one thing I use a lot of, and I've recently started putting it on the bus because it's just too hard to navigate to get to all the time. But right now, they're only allowing 4 plugins on the bus. So I can't really put it on here now. But what I would usually do is go and do a waveform plugin, and I would use the text. Invaluable. It's an invaluable tool. Now, like I said, it didn't show me that because it won't let me do that. So I'll just put it on the top one for now. We'll make it in, where'd it go? Utility text. So I can actually write in what my notes are, and I can write the description like March 19th. Change the blah, blah, blah. Change the EQ on this track, and also did this with this track, and point number 3 did this with that track, added some reverb. You know, I always like to do that so I can go back, and if I want to remember how I did something, I can go back and look at it. So I always keep a log, and I love that they've added a text plugin for this. Okay, so I can just tell that to remove, or is that delete the plugin, so I can push the delete button, backspace, and it remove as well. Tracktion is so easy and fluid. It's so easy to kind of figure out where everything's going, and it's easy to kind of catch on to really quickly. So let me go back here, discard the changes, and we're going to open up my version of Start the New Year Today. Okay, this is the last one from Waveform 9 that I did. Okay, so before I do that, I'm going to check the chat real quick, make sure everything's going all right. Let me leave that here because that's where it was. For some reason, I've got a second instance of Waveform here instead of this one. I don't know why it's doing that. But anyway, let's see. DJ Jones, cool. Glad you're coming back, DJ, to watch. Let's see, Scott, Bluegrass, Gospel, and Country. You're going to be doing more videos on teaching. Ask Scott. I did one recently. What was that? It wasn't an instruction. It was just a pick review. V-picks and the Dunlop Prime Tone, which I'm still loving, by the way. That pick is amazing. It's really, really close to a blue chip. It's a little bit brighter, but it really is nice and balanced tone. So far I'm loving it. I'm trying to keep an eye on the wear and tear of it, make sure it's going to last a while. Even if it doesn't, I mean, I've got, like I said, it's a triangle pick, so I've got 3 sides. So that's not a really big deal there. So as far as doing more videos on teaching, not exactly sure. I've got a couple more reviews that I want to do, some gear reviews, things like that. And yes, I do have a video that I've been wanting to do for a while on a certain shred lick that I really like. Been more focusing on electric guitar right now. I'm sure once I get another bug, I'll be getting, I'll be starting some more bluegrass lessons. I can't promise when that is, but I do have on my list of things to do that I would like to do is go back and revisit some of my old favorite bluegrass instructional videos, like Tony Ross instructional materials, Steve Kaufman's instructional materials, just to get maybe an idea of anything I might have missed and get better at my own practice and my own technique. Plus, I also find that when you're kind of like, you're talking about being motivated, when I find that I'm not motivated to play guitar or play a certain genre, like I've been kind of not playing bluegrass unless absolutely necessary, even though it is my favorite, it tends to help me to go watch some of the things related to that, so that it gets me excited and pumped up to go do that myself. So I'm going to start watching some of those old videos and instructional videos so that I get pumped to play more. And a lot of times I find that the more I play, the more I learn. And the more I learn, the more I want to share with my audience what I've learned. So hopefully I can get that done. Now that spring break has just officially been extended, I might have a little more time to do some of that. So I'm looking forward to getting more guitar, play more guitar and things like that. Definitely working on that. All right, so that's it for the chat so far. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. All right, so here is Start the New Year Today, my version, if it will open. Like I said, I will show you some of the mistakes that I made, and this is might take a while to load because of the fact, and it just crashed. All right, so like I said, I've got this thing loaded down with tons of plugins, so it may not work. I'm hoping it will, but it may not. Now this is your kind of like how many plugins need to be loaded still, and this is your CPU. Okay, CPU usage. Once again, if you hover over any of these, it will show you what it is. Now, once again, I'm having issues. This is going to be a problem apparently with this particular track because I flooded it so much with plugins and things like that. Hopefully it will eventually load. What is this? Is this the plugin sandbox? It would be nice if that's what it is. Plugin sandbox. I want that enabled. Go back to settings, plugins. Oh, they are. They moved them. Sandbox. I want enable plugin sandboxing. Close and reopen any edits to take effect. Okay, so we're going to close that, and I want to open that. This is my latest edit for the song. You're going to see it up here. It's going to be loading how many plugins and how many. Usually it's not plugins. It's usually the amount of audio that's there. What I really need to do is I need to create a new edit if I can get this to work, and save all those clips that are chopped up and everything, and time stamped. I mean, time warped and melodined and all that stuff. I need to make all of those into new clips so I won't be pulling so much from the resources. And it doesn't look like I'm going to get this to work. Now, I might be able to do it in Waveform 9. Not sure about that. Let me see if I can go to, let me just go ahead and quit this real quick. See if I can get it to come in a Waveform 9. Don't want to force quit. Okay, so let's go ahead and close that out because I don't want it to be hogging up all these resources. Although it will be interesting to see if the plugins become sandbox. I'm just going to close out. Rhythm guitar 1, rhythm guitar 1. Yeah, I need to take all of these, make a new edit, and copy them. Because look, here's the rhythm guitars. All this stuff is time stamped, time warped, stretching time, and all this stuff. And that is pulling a lot of resources from my CPU. So that's probably why I'm getting all these crashes. But here's what mine looks like. I've got my notes now. That's where I've put the text thing. So I've got all these notes to let me know what's going on. Okay. And that's just some of the notes. And I like how they pop it out here so I can kind of deal with it there. That way I can still have this hidden if I want to and work on it up here. That's the only notes I think that I have. After this, I ended up making a lot more notes and put them in different areas. So I've got a notes track just for notes. I've got an intro. These are all the vocals. I've got my rhythm guitars, as you can see here. I've got some guitar fills. Here's the squeaks that I'm having issues with. My solo guitar, different places. Once again, time issues with that. Squeaks for that, and then reverb for all of it. Okay, and these are the sends for that. Once again, these are after the volume. Okay, so let's see. So yeah, I'm going to have to redo that because that's going to take up a lot of my resources if I don't. But anyway, this is what it looks like. Okay, so I only have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tracks. Let's see, not including the notes. I don't think. Let's include the notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 tracks. Okay. So if I go back to my notes here, I only have a few because I started taking these later. I thought for sure I had more notes than that, though. There's got to be some more notes. And one of the cool things you can do with this is select all plugins of the same type. So I can really easily locate where any more notes are, and I don't see any more. Sadly, it'd be nice if I had some more, but anyway, there's my outputs. Okay, so let's take a listen to this, and hopefully it will play. You should be able to hear this. All right, here we go. I'll give you a sec. I don't think it's coming out. Yeah, it switched back to me. Let's try it again. There we go.
Each year when the old year has ended, before a new one's begun, we'll make so many resolutions before the old year is done. We'll wait till the end of December, but by then it's already too late. So don't wait till the new year's completed. Go ahead and start the new year today. Wait till the trumpet has sounded and he calls his faithful away. For today's day of salvation already. We'll wait till the end of December, but by the time is done for the old year, he rests. Wait till the end of the old year, oh my bed, start the new day. Resolutions come and go with the passing of time, and more often than not they don't last.
All right, guys. So there you go. You saw how that sounded, and I was just showing you guys some the different plugins that I use, different EQs and things like that for that song. As you probably noticed, the levels were really low, so I had to bump it up for the mastering process, and I send my tracks to Cloud Bounce. You should be able to check those out. That place out. It's a really good mastering service. I really highly recommend. Um, the other thing I wanted to point out was when I was doing this is that you Check 1, 2. All right. Check 1, 2. Still good there. Check 1, 2. Good there. Check 1, 2. All right, we are back. Good deal. Thanks so much for letting me know about that, Scott. I hope you guys got to hear the start the new year today. Please let me know if you got to hear that. Hopefully you did. Okay. So because I want you to kind of see what's going on there before I go to waveform here. And apparently I had to unplug the audio interface and then plug it back in for this to work. So I don't know what was happening there. Hopefully it's going to work all right now. All right. So just let me know if at what point did the sound cut out. I'm assuming when I changed back to my screen, but it could have been when I was working on other things. I don't know. Could have been when I was actually playing the song. Let's see if this is still set to I show you. Yes, it is. Let me just replay some of that. Go back to the screenshot just in case anybody missed that. All right, so how are we there? Good deal, still coming out. All right, here's some of Start the New Year Today. If I can get it to go in here. It doesn't want to play apparently. Let's go ahead and close. Discard changes because I don't want to say anything just yet. And we're going to open it right back up. That is set to I show you, so it should be feeding through the stream correctly. Give me just a second. Looks like there's quite a bit of lag. Let's see, no problem you heard. That was just after that. Okay. Let's see here. Is this open again? Yes, it is. Check 1, 2. All right. Good deal. Let me close waveform out. Kind of reset it real quick. Okay, and then we're going to open it right back up and see if that will read it correctly. Sorry for all these technical issues. That's just the way it happens most of the time with me. I think it's time for a Mounds break. You guys have quite a bit of delay. I don't know why, but you guys are behind what I'm seeing. Right now, I'm seeing me talking with the, you guys are seeing on the screen the actual live chat control room. That's how far behind you guys are. So let's go back to this, see if it'll play. There we go.
Each year when the old year has ended, or the old year is done, we'll start the new year today. Wait till the trumpet has sounded, and he calls his faithful away.
As you can see by the CPU usage there, it was showing what was using the most resources. This AU Matrix Reverb, that's a reverb that comes with Apple, was using the most resources. And then you could see the, the different equalizers and stuff, which, by the way, I was just talking about. If you didn't hear that either, you need to check out this other website that I will go ahead and mention. This is from Melda Audio. If you go to meldaproduction.com, And I'm going to leave a link in the bottom too, so you can go straight to the free effects. But there's a place where you can go check for effects. Now I'm kind of scared to do this now because because of the problems we had earlier. But I'm going to go to the other screen. And okay, you can still hear me. If you go to meldaproduction.com and you go over here to effects and then free effects, okay, and these are all of their free effects over here. You can see every one of these, okay. So there's a ton of these. They got the free EQs that I'm using. I got an analyzer. That's the EQ that I was using. They got a compressors, and they all come with different presets and things like that. So check those out. You've got a loudness analyzer, different things like that, metronomes. So tons of great stuff that you can check out there. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over to the, let's see what's going on here. It looks like the webcam there's acting weird. So I'm going to put that behind the thing again. Okay, so I'm going to go over here now to the actual demo waveform, because this is what the singer-songwriter template looks like that you'll be able to access. Now, let me show you how to access that really quick, okay? So I'm going to go back to my screen over here. Now, you won't see the templates in your project area. So I'm going to go ahead and close that out. Won't need it. I'm glad it's loading now, finally. I guess it just, I had to, you know, open it up a couple times before it finally got it. Thankfully, it's not using a lot of resources. So if you go to settings, the project area, your templates won't be showing up here. What they will do is when you open a new project, here you can see the templates, okay? So I click the new project button over here, new template, and you can see we have an EDM, house of worship, band recording, podcast, or singer-songwriter. Notice it has a nice little acoustic there, you know, or this is one that I created, my basic template. So you have your other templates here as well, okay? So I will open that here in just a minute. But for now, let's go over here, like I said, to the other screen and see what these are, all right? I'm really curious to see what this is saying. So I'm going to click on Learn More and see what exactly this is. Now, I hope I can hear this too. I'm going to try. Hopefully, I should be able to hear this, I think. Let's play this and see what's going on. This should be of my song, Start the New Year Today.
Getting started with a singer-songwriter is quick and easy. With the waveform open, click the new project button.
Hold on.
Here you can give your song name and set the location.
Let me go back because that's not picking up. Let me add that microphone. Let's go to the microphone here. That's what we need. Hopefully this is picking up once I do this. Let me just see.
Getting started with a singer-songwriter is quick and easy. With waveform open, click the new project button. Here you can
Give me just a second.
And set the location of where it will be saved to your computer. Here I'm going to create and save it to.
All right, let's play and see if it's going to come through. Good deal. You should be able to hear that. All right, I'm gonna pause this for a second, guys. I don't know if it's been sent to you or not.
Is easy.
Check the chat.
Simply click
Oh,
on
this
the
is so
input
aggravating.
object
All
and
this
choose
stuff.
your audio device's input. Then click on the red circle to record enable the track. And finally, click the record button in the transport bar. You can now see that we are recording audio to our track. As your track grows,
Let's see. Okay, I don't see any chat happening. Hopefully you guys are hearing that. I just sent it to live to the stream. Some things it sends, some things it don't. So let's continue. Once again, you can go to Tracktion's website yourself and see this for yourself. Okay, so we're going to continue from where we left off. And hopefully you heard all that. If not, you can go back and hear it. And you can watch it yourself on Tracktion's website.
you'll want to start mixing. Simply hold the M key on your keyboard and Waveform's mixer is brought into view. Here you can balance the levels and stereo positioning of individual tracks, in addition to processing effects. Once you've finished producing your track, you'll want to export it ready for upload. To achieve this, simply expand the Properties panel. Click Export, then Render to a file. The pop-up window allows you to set a folder as to where your track will be saved. We can choose from a range of audio formats, including MP3. Click Render and the track is saved to the folder you created. Each track has its own mute and solo controls. Clicking the mute button silences the track, while clicking the solo button allows you to listen to the track in isolation. To slice a clip, simply place the mouse cursor where you'd like to make the slice, and then press the / key on your keyboard. Once sliced, you can quickly move, rearrange, and delete segments of any clip. Any clip in your arrangement can be quickly duplicated or deleted. First, make sure a clip is highlighted. You can then press the D key on your keyboard to duplicate the clip, or the Delete key on your keyboard to delete it. By increasing or decreasing the send level on a track, you alter the amount of reverb applied. The singer-songwriter template is pre-configured with one reverb effects return, but you can create others for delay or any other effects plugin you may have. I hope this video has helped to get you up and running with your first song in Waveform. For a deeper dive into more general Waveform functionality, please head over to the training section at tracktion.com.
Okay, so once again, I'm going to watch this for myself here in a little bit. I couldn't hear any of that because it's not outputting to my computer and my speakers. So I think I've got a separate output for that. Well, I don't see it here, but I'll probably have to set one up maybe. Maybe that'll work the next time. I'm not sure. But yeah, that is awesome. I could tell definitely where my song was and everything. So let's go in here and try this out. Okay. Let me go back to the right screen here. All right, you guys should be able to see what I'm doing. Let's go back and check this out. We're going to open a new singer-songwriter template create project, and we're going to name it singer-songwriter template test. Okay. All right, it's rendering everything. The guitar lead, you can see all this stuff. Let me condense these, and that's everything. Okay. So let me go back, and we're going to compare mine with the New Year Today to theirs, and theirs obviously looks a lot more polished. Okay, so you can obviously tell they're going to look a lot more polished. I'm going to put my screen back up front here, and let's just add another one here because that one's just froze. Check 1, 2, good. Looks like the audio's still going good. Hmm. Not seeing. Or I can have my camera. It's not pulling up. That's not good. That means it's probably frozen the other screens too. But anyway, hopefully it'll work. Hopefully we can get it to work later. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. No, I better not do that. If I do that, I might not be able to get it back. Okay, anyway, let's go to Tracktion and check out. Here's my project. Once again, it's all chopped and messed up and all this. And I got my rhythm guitars here. And we can see what mine sounded like. Okay. And we go to the template that they have. I'm going to zoom out to complete full screen here so I can see all the stuff. Yeah, that's everything. So I can see reverb bus. Okay. Here's my reverb. This is just the Tracktion reverb. Okay. We can change that to a light reverb, a plate reverb, and these are the different settings. Okay. That's really cool that you can do that. Okay. Okay, so they've got their different reverbs here. Obviously, they're going to use their plugins because they don't have the melody. They want to, kind of show you how you can work with it out of the box. Okay, so they have their own EQs here. They've got the guitar lead they've decided to start with. They probably, I don't know exactly what they've made that, but I'm going to listen to this myself first, and then we'll pull it through, let you guys hear it. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the first. Oops, give me a sec. I got to make sure that's going through the right device. I wonder if I can set this up real quick. Please bear with me, guys. Well, we can both hear it, okay? Let's call it, it's a multi-output. So we're going to make it, see, and I show you. I'm going to put that there in the UMC, and master device is going to be that. Now let's see if this works. So if I play mine, I can hear it, but can you hear it? No. This needs to be. See if we need a new microphone. Okay, that's not showing up. Let's make there's the slave. See if that helps. No, you guys can't hear that. So let me just go ahead and continue with what I'm doing here. We're going to go along with, yeah, I'm going to go along with the test edit. I'm really curious to see what this sounds like. Here's the lead. We got the background vocals here. We got the main rhythms here. I like their icons. That's the feels. Guitar left, guitar right. Guys, this is just so exciting. That is really, really cool. doesn't look like the compressor is engaged, which is fine because what you need to do is set it to your own personal compression levels. It's going to be different for every project. Okay, so you can kind of mess around with it, and this is good because you can kind of play around with this project as is. Like you can go in here and start trimming, get practice trimming some of these areas off. Okay, put your cursor here, type I think it's T. Oh no, that's a new track. It's let's see, it's the slash key. Delete that. We only need that much, right? There's nothing else before it, as you can see. So we can delete that. We can put some fades on this. You can start tweaking this stuff immediately. And that's one of the great things about the software is you already have templates and you can start messing with things. You can see here that the waveforms are a little bit, uneven. You got these small waveforms and these bigger ones here where I come in maybe a little bit louder. Okay, and then smaller. So you can use your compressor here to kind of fiddle with those. You can start with a preset.
Salvation so true, oh my friends, on the new year today. Don't wait till the trumpet has sounded, and he calls his faithful away.
Oh, that's the side chain that's on. Okay, so I can't see an analysis of this, but it's probably working most likely. I can replace this just to see what happens. Replace it with the compressor again, just the same thing, compressor limiter. Okay, I'm not really myself hearing a big difference. There's not a side chain here. I do have it set. Let's see, we can go to guitar here. Usually you would check with the output to make sure. Okay, so we have some makeup gain. Okay, so and if you add the reverb to that, you can tell it to be a solo isolate, which means it's going to stay solo even if something else is soloed, it stays soloed. So now it's peaking out because the compressor is going too much. Okay, so put that down a little bit. You're probably only hearing it through my mic because of the for me to be able to hear it, it's not, for some reason, it's not working as an aggregate device here. I don't know why, but that's just how it works, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's the drift correction's in the wrong spot. I'm not sure exactly. But for some reason, it's not picking up on light stream. Yeah, it's not showing up here at all. Okay, so you get the idea. This is a completely brand new project you can work with. You have House of Worship, templates and everything you can work with. You have, all these icons and stuff that you can check and you can use. I think basically you would click on your track, go down here. Now you can actually click on this and it has a smaller view, so you don't have to expand this whole thing. And I could change this to whatever I want it to be. A spaceship, some kind of weird synth sound or whatever. But yeah, all these cool little icons, I can tell it to be none. I can add my own icon, looks like. That's really cool. If I got an icon that I like, I can maybe actually do a picture of the, let's see, my guitar. Thought I had one the other day. Breed Love, right here. Check that out. That's my guitar. That's my icon. Isn't that cool? So you can change this all kinds of different comparisons, but it is so awesome to be able to check out and see my very own song in the singer-songwriter template for Waveform. That's an amazing, amazing thing. I'm very stoked, excited, and happy about that. So that's what I wanted to show you guys today. And it looks like my webcam is frozen. So looks like it's the way it's going to have to be. Let's see here. Camera. It's not picking up the camera once again. So let me undo that and then put it back on. There we go, folks. I am back. Oh, yes. All right. So that has been today's webcast. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Appreciate everybody for checking this wonderful product out. You really must go do so at tracktion.com or eggbay.com/traction. Take you to the same place. Go to the free version, download it, try it out, test it. You may have to tweak with it a couple days for it to kind of get used to all the plugins and everything you're used to using. And for what I'm seeing so far, it is definitely much better at handling crashes and things like that and restarting the way it needs to. And just for me to be able to pull up my Start the New Year Today project with all those edits and it still runs smoothly blows my mind with Tracktion. They have really upped their game, fixed a lot of issues, and it's definitely a program that I would definitely recommend you start working with. It's completely free out of the box. You can start working on it today. Go to their website and check out the other videos that they have. If you go to that waveform area, let me go back here so you can kind of see what's going on. If you go to the check 1 2, check 1 2, give me a second. Check 1 2. Okay, so now the microphone should be here. I don't know where that was going from in the first place, but if you go to check 1 2, if you go to their website and go to the Waveform free download area, okay, you go down here and check out all these other cool templates: podcasting, band recording, house of worship. That'd be cool. I can't wait to check that out. EDM music. I'm glad they're expanding this out because to me it felt like Tracktion was going the direction of just being for dance and beat mixes and things like that. So I'm glad they're actually focusing more on expanding their reach into singer-songwriter, house of worship. You can record your whole church praise and worship team or whatever with Tracktion for free. It's a free, fully functional DAW. You've got EQs, plugins, all these things. If you want to get, extreme, you can order the other things they have. But just for starting up and, seeing if you want to test it out before you even go like huge budget-wise or anything like that, because they do have that option. They're very affordable compared to other ones, but you can definitely test it out and check it out. So you can have, band recording, podcasting, all this other stuff, tutorials and manuals, all kinds of stuff. Please do check it out. It is an amazing, amazing software, all kinds of awards, all kinds of different innovations that they have come up with. Definitely check out Waveform free. Guys, I am so excited to be a part of this project. Thank you guys at Tracktion for letting me be part of it. I apologize for all the technical difficulties I've run into. I'm using a new streaming service that I'm still getting used to, and you still got to really keep your eye on things for it to work. But I just want to tune in today, and this is my video for this Thursday. I've got some more videos I want to do pretty soon if I can ever get around to them. But thank you so much for watching. Please Make sure to subscribe. Click that subscribe button. Click the bell notification icon so you can be notified when I go live on streams like this. Typically, I don't pre-plan these. They're just kind of like on a whim. So more guitar videos coming as soon as I can get those down. And I hope you've enjoyed today's show. Please stay tuned for more wonderful content. And if I don't have any out, but by the next time you check me out here, go browsing through my almost 1,000 videos here on YouTube. I've got plenty of things for you to check out. In the meantime, I want to say special thanks to Scott Christian and to DJ Jones for checking in with me today, and for everybody else that may have watched as well. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video, whatever that may be, the next stream. And until next time, stay safe during all this coronavirus mess. All right, stay safe, wash your hands, be all that good stuff. And we'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching. God bless.